Good evening and welcome to Everyone Deserves a Home, brought to you by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to showcase the bank's effort in providing affordable houses and mortgage opportunities for contributors of the National Housing Fund scheme. On today's episode, our focus is on the impact of cooperative housing development loan, a product designed not just as a loan facility, but a strategic solution by FMBN to bridge the housing gap and expand access to home ownership for Nigerians through cooperative societies. Before then, we begin the program with highlights from the diary of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and the housing sector. I am Aisha Muhammad Ahmed, and you're watching Everyone Deserves a Home. Welcome back. In our news diary tonight, FMBN partners with Nigeria's Social Insurance Trust Fund to expand access to affordable houses for Nigerian workers, and the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, in collaboration with Shelter Advisory, is set to convene Renewed Hope Housing PPP Summit. Stay with us for details of these and other stories. The Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Funds recently paid a courtesy visit to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria at the bank's headquarters in Abuja to deepen collaboration aimed at improving the welfare of Nigerian workers through access to affordable housing. Speaking during the meeting, the Executive Director of Finance and Investment of the NSITF, Olufemi Samuel Ayodele, acknowledged the bank's critical role in advancing affordable housing in Nigeria and stressed the need for stronger collaboration between both institutions to enable more Nigerian workers benefit from sustainable housing initiatives.
Over the years, have always been a safety net to help Nigerian workers to acquire housing, because anyone after working for a few number of years and they don't have any housing, you know how difficult it will be for them to obviously enjoy their retirement. So we saw this particular opportunity, given the fact that yes, we are primarily the contribution in NSITF is to help compensation in the event of any incapacity due to work, employment hazard. However, because of the liquidity we have, we really want to collaborate with the Federal Mortgage Bank to see how we can work with partnership like Citrus and the developers to see how we can bring the dividend of democracy, which is very paramount in the Mr. President's mind in the Renewed Hope agenda, which is to provide more housing for Nigerian workers. So for us, it's with much delight that we are looking to work together with you to ensure that the dividend of democracy and the Nigerian workers truly benefit from every deduction that have been coming from their money.
Responding, the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Shehu Usman Osidi, highlighted the bank's efforts to provide housing access and emphasized that strategic partnerships remain key to expanding housing delivery and improving access to mortgage financing across the country.
Over the years, and particularly in the recent past, we have intensified efforts to expand access to affordable housing across the country. We have supported the delivery of thousands of housing units, provided mortgage loans to contributors across both the public and private sectors, and strengthened partnerships with developers, cooperatives, and institutional investors to scale housing supply. Beyond financing homes, our work contributes significantly to job creation, economic activity in the construction value chain, and social stability by enabling Nigerian families to achieve the dignity and security of home ownership. It is within this broader developmental framework that we see strong alignment between the mission of FMBN and the NSITF mandate. Given NSITF's extensive engagement with employers and employees across the country, there is a natural opportunity to collaborate on housing solutions that can complement worker welfare and social protection programs.
Earlier, the Executive Director of Finance and Corporate Services of the bank welcomed the NSITF delegation and highlighted the importance of collaborative engagement in strengthening institutional impact and expanding housing opportunities for Nigerians.
All I want to do is to welcome your team warmly. And to also say that it is good that at this point we both understand the need for a depth in our relationship, given the ecosystem that we both function in. My MD continued to emphasize the fact that you guys, primarily were expected to have been key stakeholders within the bank. But as time evolves, there will always be the evolution itself. We always bring up opportunities to deepen relationships, and I'm just appreciative that we are at that stage now, and hopefully we will forge a relationship that will, at the end of the day, benefit Nigerian workers very substantially.
The meeting also featured contributions from development partners, including the Managing Director of Continental Civil Construction Company, who emphasized the role of private sector collaboration in supporting sustainable housing development. The Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, in collaboration with Shelter Advisory Services Limited, is set to convene the second edition of the Renewed Hope Housing Public-Private Partnership Summit, aimed at accelerating large-scale housing delivery across Nigeria. The summit, which has the theme "From Policy to Project, Financing and Delivering Housing at Scale Through PPPs," is scheduled for April 2026 at the Yar'Adua Center. The event will serve as a high-level policy and transaction platform, bringing together federal and state policymakers, legislators, institutional investors, developers, and development partners to align policy frameworks with implementable housing projects. Discussions will focus on structuring, financing, and delivering viable housing PPPs, with emphasis on project pipelines, financing instruments, risk-sharing frameworks, and practical delivery models that can be replicated across states. Vice President Kashim Shettima is expected to be the special guest, while the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, will serve as host. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Engiwa, will deliver the ministerial address, with presentations expected from the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, Senate Committee Chairman on Housing, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, and House Committee Chairman on Housing, Abdul Mumin Jibril, while international property rights expert Elena Penat-Ritis will deliver the keynote address.
Mandate to provide affordable housing finance to Nigerian workers.
Our focus is on ensuring the financial sustainability of this bank.
Been developing other products in order to reach the masses.
Strategic partnership is at the core of our business.
We have touched over 14 million lives.
Opening or trying new frontiers that still
Every Nigerian deserves a home, and we will keep striving.
We are very strategic in the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
FMBN, everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. In our next segment, we spotlight the rail projects that stand as evidence of affordable housing delivery efforts across Nigeria. Today, we take you to the paramilitary estate in Kiami, Abuja, a housing project funded by the FMBN through the Cooperative Housing Development Loan Scheme. This project demonstrates how partnership between the bank and housing developers are translating cooperative financing into real homes for Nigerians. Let's get the details after the short break. Keep watching.
The Cooperative Housing Development Loan Scheme is a product of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, created in 2016, designed to provide affordable housing for members of registered cooperative societies of the National Housing Fund Scheme, especially low and middle income earners. Through this initiative, the bank partners with cooperatives across the country, providing financing that enable them to develop housing projects for their members.
Members of cooperatives can approach the bank, can design the kind of houses they want, cost those houses, and approach the bank for a loan to build the houses for their members. And when the houses are completed, we also provide mortgage loans for those beneficiaries.
One product of the cooperative housing development loan is the paramilitary estate, an ongoing housing project developed by Premium Housing, partnering with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria under the Cooperative Housing Development Loan Scheme. Located in Kami, Idu, Abuja, the project is currently in its first phase, comprising of 40 housing units of 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows designed to provide comfortable and affordable options for Nigerians. The developer of the paramilitary estate, Alhaji Suleiman Danfulani, shares insight into the project and explains the phases in which the estate is being developed.
We are developing affordable mass housing under the cooperative development loan for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. This estate it's about 16.5 hectares of land, which can take spaciously 600 housing units or above. So now we are on the phase 1, which consists of 3 bedrooms, semi-detached bungalows.
The off-takers of this estate are those in the formal and informal sector space, and the selection process was made based on affordability and merit. These houses will be delivered under the rent-to-own window.
The off-takers of these projects are Nigerians like you and I. This estate is mainly for Nigerians, and the selection process is based on merit, and the merit depends on the affordability, and the affordability depends on your number of years left in service as a formal sector, or your number of years to attain 60 years of age for the informal sector.
As the project progresses through its first phase, infrastructure remains a basic component featuring planned road networks and electricity, while additional facilities including schools, worship centers, recreation centers are expected at the end of the construction.
This estate is a community of its own. It has the provision of, first and foremost, places of worships, including churches and mosques. It has a recreation facility, a health center, a nursery, primary, and even secondary school, which are all part of the amenities of the estates. And the estate has a provision of 33 kV transmission line.
With years of industry experience, he described how he has been partnering with the bank and how the bank has stepped in to make home ownership accessible for many Nigerian workers.
Partnered with FMBN when we were having our first project in Kebbi. That was the academic garden city that was built for the academics of Federal Polytechnic in Kebbi. We started partnering since around 2018. And business has been very fruitful.
The project developer also shares with us the employment opportunities for skilled and unskilled workers that has impacted many businesses around the community.
This project has generated direct and indirect employments. We have employed skilled labor as our direct workers. We have employed the unskilled labor from the communities around and from people that are coming. And even it has impacted many businesses by purchasing of the building material.
With the current economic challenges and rising inflation, the developer explains how they ensure cost efficiency without compromising quality.
By being a prudence really entails detailed supervision, careful market review and purchases, of which include equally bulk purchases of building materials.
He also shares a challenge he encountered during the first phase of the project delivery.
There is a challenge. The challenge is majorly of inflation that has hit the business or the economic realities.
We are Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, your trusted partner in making home ownership aspiration a reality.
From savings to holding your keys in your hands, our products are designed to make owning a home easier, faster, and more affordable. The National Housing Fund Mortgage Loan gives you low-interest financing to buy your dream home.
The home renovation loan helps you upgrade your space without stress.
And with rent-to-own, you can move into your home first and pay over time.
We also offer the cooperative housing development loan, bringing groups together to build communities.
With our individual construction loan, you can build at your pace on your land.
Our rent assistance loan assists you to pay your rent without stress.
Nigerians abroad can invest back home with our NHF Diaspora Mortgage Loan.
Plus our non-interest loan for Nigerians with preference for such financing model.
To access any of our products, can you log on to www.ibank.com or visit any of our branches nationwide? We are also very active on all our social media platforms. In FMBN, customer centricity is our topmost priority.
Welcome back. Hearing testimonies from people is a proof that owning a home is easy through the NHF scheme of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Contribute for 6 months and become eligible to access any of the bank's mortgage products. Let's take a look at the home ownership journey of one of our beneficiaries that will encourage someone out there to also take the bold steps towards home ownership. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly after the break.
I find that it's working.
It's something fantastic. It's great.
It's very easy to access. It's flexible.
The mortgage is real low.
I call myself a landlord.
I'm a happy homeowner.
It's a dream come true. On the click of a button, you can access our facilities.
Dr. Ajadi Taufik Abiodun is a radiologist with the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. He is a proud homeowner of a 3-bedroom house. His journey began after a friend introduced him to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria while he was struggling with constant landlord issues.
I was a bit overwhelmed with some of these landlords' money, wages and all these other things that they are charging me. So it was then I discussed with a friend of mine that had been in the town for more than 10 or 15 years. I wanted to buy a piece of land then so that you can develop something I would be staying. So it was one that now informed me that time that there is possibility of getting a mortgage house from the federal government. And so that's how we went to the office in Abeokuta then. It was the old, I've forgotten the name of the place. So I think it's okay something. So when we got there, we were told to fill the form and so meet our documents. And after some time, I think it's not up to 2 or 3 months then we were called back that the house is ready. So it was very smooth, honestly, that time. So, and that's how I came here. It was really a smooth journey.
He described the process of obtaining his house as smooth and stress-free, beyond his expectation.
It was very smooth, never cumbersome. I didn't even expect it. Because initially I was just thinking of just getting out of this order of the landlord and other this agent in Abeokuta. But when he told me and we got there, within a short period of time, maximum of 1 or 2 months before I noticed, we were called that we can come to this estate and choose where we want to stay there. And that's how I got here. So it was very smooth for me.
He shared how home ownership relieved him from the burden of rent and has given him comfort and peace of mind.
It's absolutely great because the thinking that a landlord will come and harass me has been taken from me for years, because honestly, if somebody has experienced this here before, one will understand what I'm saying. Because like when I came here, it's not even up to the time that you pay that the landlord will be sending messages to you, then the agent will come around. But since that time, it has been smooth for me and I've been enjoying the environment and even the security. So it has been absolutely nice for me and I really enjoy the place.
Dr. Ajadi encourages Nigerians, regardless of their working status, to take advantage of the mortgage options available through FMBN, calling it the simplest and most accessible path of owning a house.
My advice for them is that they should not doubt it, because like presently I'm enjoying it and the payment is very easy So once you are doing your job and you are getting your money, once you have your and the payment, online payment, make it easy. So one there's somebody who's not doubt it. It's very, very easy to do, and there is no any problem at all. And I will advise people that, especially those of us that are salary earners or people that are working with some private organization, and they should buy into the idea, because it make life easy for you. It gives rooms to plan your monthly salary, because you know that, oh, this is what I'm living for my mortgage. Then you can plan on all that thing to do. So it's one of the easiest way to do things where you don't unnecessarily burden yourself with problem in repaying the loan back.
How can a beneficiary apply for an NHF loan in a state that doesn't have a primary mortgage bank?
That's one of also the challenges we have, because it's not every state that has a primary mortgage. But instantly we see that there is no geopolitical region in the country that doesn't have a primary mortgage. So what we always advise prospective off-takers is that when you have such kind of a problem, you can go to any of our branches within your vicinity and explain this to them. They can easily, introduce you to any of the, any closest PMB to you, because these PMBs used to move from one place to the other. Even if they are not in your town, they can come from where they are, package you, and then go back. So that's why you need to go to any of our branches, explain to them, and they can introduce you to a PMB that can package your application and then send to you FMBN.
Stories like this show that with dedication and the right support, the dream of home ownership is within reach for many Nigerians. For more information, visit our website at www.fmbn.gov.ng or walk to any of our branch offices nationwide. You can also keep track of your NHF contributions by dialing *219# or log on to ibank.fmbn.gov.ng to register. Join us again next week at the same time for another exciting episode. Good night.